west coast. Lowest temperatures of 3 to 6 degrees. And now you're up to date on News Talk.
Off the ball.
Thanks to Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a dedicated call centre.
This is News Talk.
All right, how's it going? You're welcome along to Thursday's Off the Ball. Nathan with you until 10 o'clock. Kev is here. How are you?
Oh, great. Doesn't get much better, honestly.
And Richie, how are you?
Why do you sound more surprised than I'm here?
I'm not at all surprised.
Because you're hosting music shows these days.
The bigger question, Richie, is when you're not on News Talk.
Yeah.
Sure, look. Someone has to keep the old tent.
Good as well, Rich. I tell you, I listened to it last night.
Thanks, Kev.
Not that I've said that Richie puts me to sleep, but it was. I was listening to Richie while I was going to sleep.
Was he having a Northern Soul special or?
Very good. He was very good. Really good, actually.
Northern Soul special was on Tuesday. It's available on the Listen Back.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good one, that.
It's good. Good.
What exactly is Northern Soul?
What exactly is Northern Soul?
What ruled you in and what ruled you out?
I'm glad you... Nothing essentially rules you in, rules you out. There's a solid kind of 4/4 beat to Northern Soul. It was usually the domain of songs, soul songs that mightn't necessarily have been popular.
You played Frankie Valli in your...
Twice.
Do you know what?
Northern Soul was Northern England Soul.
No, it was popular. It was a scene that was popular in Northern England, in clubs in Stoke and Blackpool and Wigan and Manchester and all around that kind of area.
So is Robbie Williams Northern Soul?
No, Nathan. No, he's not.
No, and to say Richie is quite. He's very snobbish when it comes to music. Unbelievably snobbish.
He's the biggest musical snob you will ever meet.
Some of the crap that he plays, honestly, some of the crap that he plays, I'm like, Rich, no, you're better than that, you.
Please tune in after 10.
Yeah.
What crap were you playing last night?
Jeez, that was great. Last night's show was
banging.
JJ72, a band I went to see in Newcastle Uni.
Hillary Woods on the show.
Brilliant, good man, Richie.
Playing the Unitarian Church tomorrow night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I used to go and see JJ72 quite a bit back in the day.
Saw them.
Why won't it? Does he sing?
Oh, go on.
That's my brilliant, really high voice. That's all I can do.
Oh, please finish that.
Does he still sing like that?
No, he's not playing anymore.
No. Mark Graney. They were always on the verge. They were the next big thing. They were the next U2.
I know.
Just never happened. They still had some bangers, Richie.
My mic's dead, by the way.
Yeah, there we go.
Somebody has switched them off. That's all right. So you were a fan of JJ72?
I went to watch him in Newcastle Uni.
When you were in Sunderland?
When I was at Sunderland.
So you used to venture into Newcastle when you played for Sunderland?
Yeah, regularly, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Regularly.
And what sort of greeting would you get?
Just keep your head down in the corner, and it was all good.
Who'd recognise him anyway?
Exactly.
Because some of the Sunderland...
Some people want to be recognised, some don't.
Oh, yeah, we know where.
Yeah.
Where do you go drinking regularly in Didsbury, Kev? In a place where they have a signed picture of you up on the wall?
Do they?
They must have. Don't pretend you never noticed that.
There's no signed picture
I
of me.
go in here, it's a quiet place, nobody even recognises me.
Signed
what?
picture.
Signed picture of me on the wall?
Picture of me and my dad.
Who could have predicted such a thing? I would have thought actually Newcastle city centre was off limits for Sunderland players.
No, not at all. Not at all. We used to have great... I predominantly go in Durham. Quiet in Durham. It was quite nice.
Was Durham a city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, we got a little insight there into your previous nocturnal habits.
Is Durham a city? I thought it was the county.
No. County Durham. Durham City's in County Durham.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's like Dublin in County Durham. You know, Rich.
Wow. A low point, even for this show. 53106 is the text number. So, coming up over the course of the evening at 7:30, John Giles will be with us looking over the Premier League for the last couple of nights. Over the last 24 hours or so, we've been talking a lot about the use of painkillers in sport. Brian O'Driscoll had some really interesting comments last night. Stephen Reid then was on the Keith Andrews show. Kev, you were chatting about it this morning on OTB AM as well. It's pretty prevalent in every sport. So, we're going to talk about the GEA with Enda McGinley and Michael Meehan and their experiences. That's coming up after 8 o'clock. And then on the football show, Kev will be with us for that. And we're going to talk about my favourite new man in football, Ralph Hasenhüttl.
What, are you going to do the voice every time you mention his name, or...?
I just can't stop.
Look at the delight in his face when he's saying it as well.
It should be the Fiddler on the Roof or something. It's not... Instead of Mazel Tov, Hasenhüttl. Feels very Christmassy, doesn't it? Feels very appropriate. Hasenhüttl to you all.
Yeah. There you go.
You're not as excited about Ralph Hasenhüttl.
Have you been scanning like the diary to see when we next have a Southampton game on live commentary on a Sunday?
Oh, I can't
put
wait.
me down for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every second,
It'll be Hasenhüttl overload
down to the sideline. He looks like, he's gesturing.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. You're not as excited about Hasenhüttl?
Me?
No, you're not buzzing.
I'm not going to say I'm buzzing. Just
another managerial.
I think every single Southampton appointment over the last 10 years, there's been no excitement around it.
At least it's not Sam Allardyce.
There is that.
At least it's not Sam Allardyce, because that was the first name again that came up on a side who were looking to battle against relegation. Everybody just presumed, oh, here we go, Big Sam's back in again, and they actually went with a choice that seems fitting with where they've been for the last decade or so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though they produce names that we've never heard of, or I know Ronald Koeman went in, but predominantly.
Pochettino's of this world, that's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. So the names that's going in.
Argentinians who played in the World Cup. Haven't heard of these guys.
Well, you wouldn't have heard of them. Your football knowledge. Anyway, Mitch. So it's no. I just think it's
Pochettino's, Puels, those kind of people.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same, isn't it? Pellegrino.
This guy's different. It's Hasenhüttl.
Yeah, you like it anyway.
The Newsround brought to you this evening with Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a choice of over 20,000 quality trade products. We've had a poll running all day, Kev. We're going to be continuing our conversation on the use of painkillers in sport later on the show. But first, we wanted to get the thoughts on the matter of our off-the-ball listeners. The question was simple. In sport, is taking painkillers, i.e. ibuprofen, codeine, diphenine, is it performance-enhancing or performance-enabling? What do you think the off-the-ball listeners said?
It's got to be performance-enabling.
81% of off-the-ball listeners say it's performance-enabling rather than performance-enhancing.
The listeners are very knowledgeable, aren't they? It's right, though. That's the way that I think it's... I was saying it this morning to lads. It's only when you maybe think really deeply about it, you think, maybe at times last 20 minutes of a game, you're actually getting through a match and you might be able to just continue on. I don't necessarily see it as it would have necessarily improved my performance if I've ever taken an injection or a painkiller.
Would you have ever taken a couple of ibuprofen at half time?
No, never. I don't recall at half time. Even sometimes. I mean, one time I went off. It was a tackle in the first half, and I had 9 stitches down my shin. So I got stitched up at half time, and you just carry on. Didn't take any injection into it or any drugs. Just got on with it really second half. So, I think loads of times cut.
Very brave of you, Kevin.
5 or 6, it's hard, but it was a natural thing. Everyone's done it. 7 or 8 stitches in your head 4 or 5 times.
Night out for Owen Sheehan.
Yeah, exactly. Owen wasn't looking great, was he, this morning? His face marks, doesn't it?
Just wait until Tony McGregor gets all of them.
His face marks, that's all you need to know.
He's not used to getting hit, and that's been obvious for a while.
Less said the better. So we're live on all our social channels. Do leave a comment if you want to get in touch, or 53106 on text. So we're starting with some bad news for Liverpool, Richie.
Yeah, Joe Gomez won't play again until the new year. He's been ruled out for up to 6 weeks after suffering a fracture to the lower left leg in last night's 3-1 win for Liverpool away to Burnley. Gomez was stretchered off midway through the first half at Turf Moor following a challenge from Burnley defender Ben Mee. His injury led to some criticism from Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp about how the officials refereed yesterday's game.
I said after the first challenge, I don't know who did it, like sliding tackling of 6-7 yards coming in, getting the ball, everybody likes it. I said to the ref, please, maybe it was no foul, or please tell them you cannot do that. Because nobody can judge that. You get the ball, nice, but you always, it's like bowling. Because you get the other one, the player as well. And that's exactly what happened in the left corner. It was 4 or 5 times. There were no foul, everybody likes it, stuff. But you have to be careful in circumstances like that. Joe is injured, and probably not only a little bit.
There were some excellent tackles last night. I think the only one that was questionable was Bardo's. I think Ben Mee's was a fantastic tackle. And I imagine, I don't know this, but a player... what seems to me an honest player like Gomez, I think he realised that. That was the messages we got after. We send him our best if there is any injury occurred, but it's not from a bad tackle.
Yeah, so differing viewpoints. You didn't see the tackle?
No, I saw the goals, but I didn't see that tackle actually, no.
The Mee one was probably on the tamer end of the scale of some of the ones that were being thrown in by Burnley.
Did you see the one at the weekend, Vertonghen's tackle? Vertonghen in the Arsenal game, where he got second yellow for it, and that was just cowardly. He's overstretching for a ball, wins it easily, actually slows up into the tackle, wins the ball cleanly, and who did he do? I can't remember who he did now. Was it Lacazette, I think it was? And he's just gone through the ball and just done him. He's just done him. Basically, they're leg breakers then. They're the ones that can actually, I wouldn't say end careers, but they can injure someone really badly. And I didn't see this one, but it seems to me, from what you're saying there, Mee's gone cleanly, won the ball, and No, it was momentum, I suppose.
It was momentum.
It was a little bit reckless, but it was more because of the conditions. It was slippery. He flew into it.
I think there was a diktat from Sean Dyche to get in and about Liverpool last night. Not necessarily to nail him, but definitely let them know that you're there. Alberto Moreno had a challenge on him that warranted a card, and there was none given. There were a couple of others as well that could have had action taken against him where the referee is different. I suppose it's the lack of consistency is ultimately what's going to...
I think what your views on it, I think exciting games when people are going to ground. You know, sometimes you're not going to win the ball, and sometimes you're going to obviously give fouls away. Sometimes you're going to go and lunge for a ball. You're going to try to get in the ball, and it's just missed time that actually they look a lot worse.
Well, generally going to ground, you're probably not going to seriously injure a player, are you?
Depends. Vertonghen went to ground, but seriously went to injure a player, and he went to do it. You know, he went to actually lay some on him, and that was the type of tackle that you know full well immediately when it goes on that you've done me there, mate.
Right.
And lads that slope into tackles regularly would have had it, particularly when I was younger, saying playing the left side of midfield, you would have had lads that slow into tackles, just waiting for you to go, take that step into you, win the ball, and then just do you. That essentially just go and do you, and that would be anywhere from above the ankle to above your knee, essentially, with that tackle, because it's a follow-through that goes to do you with it, and that one was a similar sort of thing.
I think where Klopp's argument would probably lie is that the strenuous nature of that tackle probably wouldn't have happened if there were warnings handed out for a couple of others that went before. So regardless of whether or not that was a foul, and it wasn't, and it looked like a fair challenge, it wouldn't have been as physical had there been a yellow card dealt out up until that point.
It was the tackle that I've spoke about on the show before. We used to call it as a kid when I was growing up. We used to call it a scouse tackle, because you play against sides in Liverpool, and Steven Gerrard used to do it the whole time in the early stage of his career, win the ball and follow his momentum through and just go and do an opponent, where it's referees now have copped onto it and the game has copped onto it, that is the sort of tackle that seriously injures you. It seriously injures players.
Hi lads, I'm wary of reading this out because we're always putting Kev under pressure, and it's unfair. Hi lads, can you ask Kevin if he has his Christmas TV roster sorted yet? Well, the producer put it in, so I'm legally obliged to read it.
That's fine.
And if we can please have another St. Stephen's Day moment on Match of the Day this year, says Desmondo.
Yeah, I'm not scheduled to do a Match of the Day over Christmas this year.
Oh. Well, even before Christmas, you can always throw in the big games are on St. Stephen's Day.
Or you can mention it in retrospect if you're on like the 28th or something. It's like, oh, well, as we saw with Arsenal on St. Stephen's Day, they went and blah, 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 blah,
right,
blah.
Okay.
So you've still got scope there in and around the week.
Right, okay.
You did it last year, though. You've stepped up to the plate. It was a momentous moment in
Were you actually watching that night as well? Were you watching that night? I don't know if you were.
I wasn't watching. I was only my Twitter suddenly came alive with, he's done it. He's only gone and done it.
Well, the rest of the nation stood up and saluted and basically started singing Now Ron Naveen in unison.
That's the sort of tribalism you inspire amongst your people. Interesting story just on last night's game. So obviously it was a big win for Liverpool. We might chat on the football show about this rush of fixtures over the next month and whether now it is actually a good thing, considering so many teams last night made so many changes. You could say it was a good thing because I think it was the first time in 7 years that every single team scored over a match day.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
In the Premier League, there wasn't a single clean sheet for any of the teams. But it wasn't a full house at Turf Moor, and at Wembley there was only 33,000 to watch Spurs against Southampton. And Danny Rose, some interesting comments today. He says, no longer an honour to play at Wembley, as he laid bare his frustration at the delayed new stadium for Spurs. They're going to be there until the end of December at least. He says, it's just not nice anymore. It's lost its... I don't feel it's an honour to play at Wembley. We're all itching to get in a new stadium. Hopefully it won't be much longer. What's Wembley lost? Well, the atmosphere is a bit flat. I obviously sympathise with the fans travelling further to come to Wembley, but Wednesday was the lowest attendance since we've been here. That speaks volumes.
Says it all. It does say it all, doesn't it?
And it lost its sort of magic anyways because of hosting the FA Cup semi-finals. That, you know, there wasn't the same level of achievement
of getting there.
Once upon a time, to play at Wembley meant playing for England or playing against England or getting to an FA Cup final or a playoff final.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, I'd probably take that. I can imagine for those Tottenham players, I can imagine it's got to the stage where, particularly supporters going to games as well. He mentioned there, Danny Rose, the travel for the supporters getting across London. Can you imagine the kick-off time, 7:45, 8 o'clock? You know what it's like.
London's a pain in the hole to get across.
It's like Dublin times 10, isn't it? That's the thing. Whether you're going to go tube, whether you're going to go car, what you're going to do to get across London, it's a nightmare for them. So
saying you never played at Wembley?
Never played, no. The only chance I would have got to play was I got to play off final with Huddersfield. And lo and behold, it was a Champions League final, so we played it at Old Trafford.
Oh, no.
Unlucky.
Yeah, we got beat as well. So
Nightmare. And is that something you feel was missing from your career?
Not really.
Did it have that sort of prestige for you that you always wanted to get there?
No, you know, probably something corny. I always wanted to play at Lansdowne. That was the only place I wanted to play. So yeah, no, honest to God, it didn't. It didn't. I would have loved to have played at Wembley. Of course, I would have done. Loved to have played in a big semi-final or an FA Cup final there. Yeah.
Old Lansdowne, Croke Park, new Lansdowne.
I think growing up it was always the old Lansdowne. That's the way that I saw it, definitely. So Croke Park was special, certainly to play there. Get me 100th cap in Croke Park was extremely special. But no, I think it probably was old Lansdowne. I think to play there was amazing. Yeah.
Whenever Declan Rice is featured on Match of the Day, Kev should be duty bound to refer to him as Ireland's Decky Rice, says Ian.
And it has to be Decky, not Declan as well.
Unfortunately, Kev is the last man who's going to refer to him as Ireland's Deco Rice. But that's another story.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Don't get him started again.
I know. That's gone, isn't it? That ship has sailed, hasn't it?
Well, I don't think so.
Has it not?
I most certainly don't think so.
All right.
Mick McCarthy, a man of considerable influence and personality, as you were keen to ram home a couple of weeks ago. I think Mick's the man to go over. Himself and Robbie.
Yeah.
Turn his head.
And yeah. And what? Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, we'll see.
You don't want to see him over in Gibraltar running the midfield?
That's not the point. I think the point is that why he came to the decision that he's come to and not being available for selection. That's the only thing that I'd want to know.
A lot of pressure on a 19-year-old Kev.
Rubbish. Pressure, no pressure on you, is it?
What else you got for us, Richie?
As you mentioned, Brian O'Driscoll shone a light on the use of painkillers at the top end of rugby last night. It follows a survey of international players which revealed that almost half had felt pressure to play when not fully fit. The former Ireland rugby captain told Off the Ball last night he routinely took legal medication during the latter years of his career, while on today's Keith Andrews show on offtheball.com, former Ireland midfielder Stephen Reid gave a sense of his own reliance.
I played for an hour with a fracture in my leg. So after that, I actually thought, you know what? It's actually scary.
Yeah.
That you're putting your body through some of these things that like now I'm not playing. You know, I might be in pain for whatever reason it might be, but because you're that used to playing through pain, playing through swelling, doing what you can to get fit. Actually, if there is something going on, you might, in a way, think to yourself, just get on with it. I'm used to dealing with pain and just getting through it. So after that, I thought, you know what, it's a little bit scary what you put your body through at times.
A lot more to come on that after 8 o'clock. But tomorrow night we're going to be live from the home of Dolphin Rugby Club, that is Musgrave Park, for the latest Off the Ball Roadshow in association with Heineken Rugby Club. We're going to be previewing Munster's Heineken Champions Cup clash with Cast this weekend in the company of Mick Galway, Gary Halpin and some legends of Munster Rugby. The show is completely sold out. We've got the very last couple of VIP tickets to give away this evening. To be in a chance of winning, just identify our mystery voice who ruined his office Christmas party by refusing to arrive in fancy dress.
One of my mindset was I'm going to spoil the party here.
Come on, make an effort. No, it's silence, whatever. Typical. Text your name and answer to 53106 for 30 seconds. I'll give you a shout after the show. It is the latest Off the Ball Roadshow in association with Heineken Rugby Club.
Ulster have restored, funnily enough, a quartet of internationals to their starting 15 for tomorrow's Heineken Champions Cup meeting with the Scarlets. Second row Ian Henderson and centre Will Addison both return to the side, while both captain Rory Best and wing Jacob Stockdale start, having featured off the bench last week against Cardiff. Ulster go into the back-to-back games with Scarlets third in Pool 4. Leinster head coach Leo Cullen says they're hopeful Stuart Lancaster will stay with the province. The former England head coach is out of contract at the end of the current season, and a return to his former international post has been mooted. It's also been suggested that Lancaster could work with the next Ireland head coach Andy Farrell, but Cullen's hopeful to keep his right hand man.
He's telling me he's very happy at the moment anyway, so that's all we can work on at the moment. Like Stuart's had a huge impact on us as a group, so and he's we're all very happy at the moment the way the dynamic is working.
Do you think he'll stay next season as well, or?
We'll be hopeful, yes.
If Kev is referring to the Christmas fixtures on Match of the Day, he should say, well, according to the Christmas edition of the RT Guide, Liverpool are playing Newcastle United on St Stephen's Day, says Paul.
All right.
Just to add an extra level of Irishness, is it?
We don't think it'd down too well with his other paymasters, would it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, any of your other paymasters. No mentioning RT anywhere, Kev. They're the only ones who aren't, giving you the good stuff. Screw those guys, Kev.
That's you done for a job out there. Damien Delaney's disappointing return to Cork City has come to an end. The former Republic of Ireland centre-half returned to Turner's Cross in July, having been released by Crystal Palace. Delaney made 10 league appearances for the league and cup runners-up and played every minute of Cork's unsuccessful European campaign. Both player and club have wished each other well in their future endeavours. Sticking with Cork, and Shane Griffin has signed a new contract with the Turner's Cross club. Bray Wanderers have pulled off something of a transfer coup in the close season. The Seagulls have signed Paul Keegan ahead of their SSE Electricity First Division campaign. The former Bows and Doncaster midfielder had been linked with a return to Dalymount, having left Waterford after 2 seasons. The 34-year-old played 29 times for Waterford last season as they qualified for Europe. Off to Mayo.
Big night in Mayo tomorrow night, Richie.
Indeed, yeah. Ray Mollett made
I thought you'd be bringing him into the ring or something, or ring girl, or
he's Conor McGregor to your Conor McGregor to his, you know.
Good one. Good luck. Go on. I'll let you read it out first.
Yeah, Ray Mollett made weight without any issue for tomorrow night's career highlight bout in Castlebar. The native Mayo man came in at 0.3 of a pound under the lightweight limit, while his opponent Christian Uruzquieta also came in under the 135 pound threshold. The pair will meet for the WBC International Silver Lightweight title at Castlebar's Royal Theatre. It's a stacked Irish card as well, with the likes of Spike O'Sullivan on there too.
Good luck to him. Brilliant.
Exciting.
It is very exciting, yeah.
Great night.
Cahir, live tomorrow night.
That's the whole thing. The fact that it's live on national TV, it's a fight for a title on home soil.
Yeah.
It's going to, you know, if he wins, vault him up into the upper echelons of the rankings in the lightweight division. It's all good.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm told that Hasenhüttl translates as Little Rabbit's Hutch.
Let's be honest with you. You could actually tweet or text anything into you and you will actually read it out.
He's the Ron Burgundy of off the ball.
Don't try it, please. Want to get that big gig in RT eventually, you know.
Dara's not going anywhere anytime soon. Dublin hurler Johnny McCaffrey has announced his retirement from inter-county action. The Lucan Sarsfield's clubman captained the Dubs to Leinster title success in 2013 and also won a league title, of course, in 2011. In his parting statement, he thanked 2 of his former managers in Anthony Daly and Pat Gilroy, but there was no mention of Ger Cunningham. He thanked Anthony Daly for getting them up to the level of winning a Leinster title and thanked Pat Gilroy for getting them back to the top table in terms of hurling. So
if Wembley didn't have this special place for you, when you became a professional footballer and you're playing in the Premier League, were there certain grounds where you got more excited than others?
Tottenham was the first ground I played at, playing professionally, Premier League ground. I played at Man City as a kid, I played at Old Trafford as a kid, but I think it was Tottenham's that had a little bit about me because it was the first ground I played at White Hart Lane. The only ground I probably, if you say any club ground, it would have been Celtic. I was a Celtic fan when I was a boy, so that was the only ground that I would have wanted to play at Celtic Park, yeah.
Did you ever play at Celtic Park?
A couple of pre-season. Played Jackie McNamara's testimonial and they played a pre-season friendly with Sunderland, yeah.
Did you score a great goal in Jackie McNamara's testimonial?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I may have done, I don't know, can't remember.
You might have. You did score a goal from the halfway line at Wembley though, you were saying?
Oh, that was in a charity match thing, yeah.
Did you mean it?
Was it?
It was a Jason Cundy one.
Was it into your own goal or? No?
Can Nathan say 33,000 again? Says Eddie. I can say it. It's fine. Listen, 33,000. I just can't say it too quickly.
Yeah,
it's such a bucolic gentleman.
Listen, I'm from the country. This is what
you're a bit giddy tonight, aren't you? Is that what I do?
Just having you back.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the Christmas decorations at the front of the desk.
I didn't even notice them.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Wonderful touch. Are we going to get a bit
little
more?
Santa sign over your shoulder as well?
There's a Christmas tree back. I didn't even notice any of this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nathan, on top of matters.
This is a wonderful start to the night.
People on radio are missing out on this. We've got Christmas decorations.
You can watch us live online as well, and they'll be there for the next month as well. I think that is us pretty much done.
Yeah.
Richie, you'll be back throughout the evening. Have you something else that is...
No, go on ahead. You can wrap.
Go on.
I was just going to mention Mark Lynch, the Derry forward who announced his retirement from inter-county football as well today. The 32-year-old has been part of the Oakleaf panel since his senior debut in 2004, and the Banner man says work and family commitments are behind his decision being the right time to step away. He won an Allianz League title with Derry back in 2008.
Cheers, Richie. Cheers, Kev. You'll be back for the football show as well. But up next, it's John Giles.
Off the Ball on Newstalk.
Thanks to Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a choice of over 20,000 quality trade products.
This week on Newstalk Breakfast and the